So in this video, we are going to see the UGC NET June 2019 questions on silicon control rectifier and the DC and AC motors. So it is the first question that we are going to see right now. The question is, in the forward blocking region of SCR, which of the following statements is correct? So here they given the junctions and about the biasing conditions of those junctions. So while coming to the SCR, generally SCR can be taken as a PN, PN. That means it is having the total 3 junctions. Let's take it as a junction 1, junction 2, and it is a junction 3. Okay, and this one is a anode and it is a cathode, and the layer which is nearer to the cathode, that is this P, is called as a gate terminal. So simply we'll call as anode with A and cathode with capital K and gate with capital G. Fine. So here there are total the 3 junctions are there. So out of these 3 junctions, if we give some potential difference like this, okay, that means here the positive terminal of the battery is connected to the P type, that means the anode of the SCR, and negative terminal of the battery is connected to the cathode of the SCR. So due to this connection, then what happens is that the junction that is J1 and the junction J3, both these 2 junctions will be forward bias. Fine. And the junction J2, maintains in the reverse bias condition in the initial state. Okay, that means here whatever the potential difference we are applying between the anode and cathode, let's take it is V suffix AK. So if you keep on increasing gradually, starting from 0 and 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 like that, that means if you keep on increasing the voltage or the potential difference between the anode and cathode, then gradually what happens is that the forward biasing condition of the J1 and the J2 increases. So whenever the forward bias condition of the J1 and J2 increases, then automatically the depletion layer width of the junction 1 and the depletion layer width at the junction 3 will decreases, and the depletion layer at the junction J2 increases. Fine. That means if the potential difference between the between the anode and cathode is increases, then the forward biasing or the depletion layer width of J1 and J3 decreases, and the depletion layer width of the J2 starts increases. Okay, so it is a condition, and in this state, that means up to certain VAK, by increasing, the SCR maintains in the off state. Okay, the SCR maintains in the off state, and at certain particular voltage, that means let's take here it is a VAK axis and it is a conduction, okay, current flowing through the silicon control rectifier. Then if I'm keep on increasing the VAK, then I will get the slow amount of current like this. Okay, and this region is called as a, let's take it as a O and it is a A. Fine. And after crossing this voltage, after crossing this potential difference between the anode and cathode, then the SCR starts conducting. That means it comes into the conduction state. Why? Because here the breakdown of this reverse biasing junction will takes place. Okay, so why? Because we know in the reverse bias characteristics of the diode, if you keep on increasing the reverse biasing voltage of a diode up to certain amount of reverse biasing voltage, the minimum amount of current will flow, that is called as a leakage current, and after crossing the breakdown voltage, the huge amount of current will increase due to the breakdown of the covalent bands in the covalent bonds in the silicon control rectifier or in the diode. Okay, the same case. So up to certain voltage of the VAK, J1 and J2 maintains the huge forward bias and the J2 maintains in the reverse biasing condition, and after crossing the certain breakdown voltage, then the automatically this J2 junction is maintains in the reverse biasing, that goes into the breakdown condition. Okay, so due to this one, the huge amount of current will takes place. So right now the characteristics of the SCR can be shown as, so it is a VA characteristics of the SCR, and in this VA characteristics, here it is a point O and it is a point A. So from here to here, whatever the region is there in the VA characteristics of the SCR, this OA region is called as a forward blocking region. Right? Forward blocking region. So in this region, the SCR is in the off state, and in this off state, the junction J1 and J1 and J3 maintains in the forward bias and J2 maintains in the reverse bias. So here the outer junctions, that is J1 and J3, are in forward bias, but J2 is in the reverse bias condition. So the correct option of this first question, that is the forward blocking region of the SCR, is option 2. And now while coming to the next question, that is the second question. The dV by dt production is provided to thyristor circuit or else SCR circuit by using. So which type of circuits, which type of the following circuits are used to provide the dV by dt production? So what is the dV by dt is nothing but, in the previous question, as I told you that in the initial state of the SCR condition, so initial state of the SCR condition is nothing but, here once again I am showing you. So total 3 junctions and 4 layers will be there for the silicon control rectifier, and it is the anode, it is the cathode, and it is the gate. Fine. So if I connect the potential difference between the anode and the cathode, so now if this potential difference is increasing, then the J1 is in forward bias and J3 is in the forward bias, but the junction J2 is in the reverse bias condition. Fine. And if you keep on increasing this voltage, then the J2 junction goes into the breakdown. So whenever the J2 junction goes into the breakdown, then huge amount of current will start increasing, as we already know in the VA characteristics of a conventional PN junction diode. So whenever the diode goes into the breakdown region in the reverse biasing case, then automatically the uncontrollable current will start flowing through that one. And if you maintain such a condition for a long time, then automatically the device will be burn out, right? In the same case, so whenever the huge amount of potential difference between the anode and cathode is giving, then the J2 junction goes into the breakdown region, then huge amount of uncontrollable current flows through this one, through the SCR, and after certain amount of time, the SCR will burn out and it will not work out for the further operations. So in order to avoid the such type of operations, we have to take down the production that is called as a dV by dt production. Okay, V is nothing but voltage. Okay, so dV by dt production, to avoid the burning out or the destruction of the silicon control rectifier due to the breakdown of the junction J2. So for such type of protections, we are using the circuits that is called as a dV by dt protection circuits. Those are called as a snubber circuits, right? So it is called as a snubber circuit. Generally we'll call this one as a RC snubber circuit. So this RC snubber circuit will really helps or gives the protection to avoid this silicon control rectifier into the breakdown region or the destruction. Okay, so here the R and C, that means one resistor and capacitor, is connected in series, and both these two arrangement is connected in parallel to the silicon control rectifier, and this entire arrangement is in series with one inductor. So this arrangement is called as a snubber circuit, which avoids the breakdown of the junction J2 due to the huge increase in the potential difference between anode and cathode. So here the dV by dt protection to the thyristor circuit can be provided with the help of snubber circuit. So it is a correct answer to this one. And if in case they may ask you, oh, what is the snubber circuit includes and how the circuit looks like, means, so it is a snubber circuit. So series of RC is connected in parallel to the SCR, and this entire arrangement is in series with one inductor. Okay, so while coming to the next question, so it is a third problem we're going to see here. An SCR is connected across a 200 volts battery through 0.2 Henry inductance. If the latching current in the circuit is 3 milliamperes, what is the minimum width of the gating pulse required to properly turn on the SCR? So generally, it is a symbolic diagram to the SCR. It is anode and it is a cathode, and it is a gate connection. Fine. So here we are using one gate pulse like this. Okay, it is a pulse we are giving to the gate terminal, and the duration of this pulse width. Okay, so this pulse will makes the SCR into the on state. Why? Because so previously I told again the same explanation, but with a little bit change in explanation in the operation of this SCR. So it is a anode and it is a cathode and it is a gate. So previously I told that the SCR can be bring into the on state, okay, can bring into the on state with the limited voltage of the anode and the cathode, that is the V suffix AK. Why? Because without limiting, if you increasing the VAK, then the J2 junction goes into the breakdown, then uncontrollable current flows to the SCR, then it leads to damage of the silicon control rectifier. So there are two on conditions are there to the silicon control rectifier. Out of these two, the first one is make the gate voltage as 0 and limit the voltage between the anode and cathode such that J1 maintains in the forward bias and J3 also maintains in the forward bias and J3 will be in the reverse bias. If you keep on increase, some little bit amount of current will starts flowing through this silicon control rectifier even though the gate current is 0. Okay, or gate voltage is 0. So it is a one on state. Okay, and while coming to the second one is by applying the limiting voltage of the VAK such that J1 and J3 are in forward bias, but J2 is not in the breakdown region, right? J2 is not in the breakdown region. So in order to make the J2 also in forward bias region, then we are giving some positive voltage to the gate terminal. Why? Because gate is nothing but a P. So if you apply the positive voltage to the gate terminal, that means positive voltage goes to this P type, then the junction J2 also comes into the forward bias. So in this case, that means VAK is some non-zero voltage and gate is also some non-zero voltage, right? So due to this condition, we can bring up the SCR into the conduction state. But while coming to the first case, VAK is not equal to some non-zero voltage, but gate voltage is 0. Okay, it is the first case. But out of both these two on states, the second one is a preferable one. Okay, but because in the second case the junction J2 will not goes into the breakdown condition such that the SCR can be make into the conduction state in a safer mode. Okay, so the second condition is the better choosable one to bring the SCR into the on state. Okay, so here while coming to the given question, depending upon the pulse width, okay, if this pulse width is 2 microseconds, up to 2 microseconds the SCR comes into the on state. If the pulse width is 3 microseconds, then up to 3 microseconds the SCR comes into the on state. So for how much time you want to make the SCR into on state, that depends upon the duration of this pulse width, and this pulse signal we are giving to the gate signal. Okay, the same case here, instead of giving this DC supply, we are giving the pulse here. So whenever the pulse is high, then automatically the junction J2 comes into the forward bias condition, then the SCR comes into the on state. Whenever the pulse is down, then the junction J2 goes to the reverse bias condition, then the SCR goes into the off state. Okay, SCR goes into the off state means this condition is called as a forward blocking region, as we discussed in the first question. Okay, so coming to this problem, how to solve and how to get this pulse duration is that, so in the given question they told that SCR is connected across 200 volts battery and through a 0.2 inductance. If the latching current 3 milliamperes is flowing, that means the circuit can be drawn as, so it is just like this, anode and it is a cathode and it is a gate and it is a 200 volts, and to the gate we have to give some pulse signal here, and one inductor is connected. This inductor value is 0.2 Henry. So 0.2 Henry, and now the current flowing through this inductor, through the circuit is, that means the latching current, nothing but the current flowing through the silicon control rectifier is 3 milliamperes. 3 milliamperes. Anyhow, the inductor is connected in series to the SCR. So whatever the latching current that is flowing through the SCR, the same current is also flows through the inductor. Okay, so it is a circuit. That means one 200 volts battery and one SCR, and SCR is connected to an inductor with 0.2 Henry, and the latching current 3 milliamperes is flowing, and now the gate pulse is connected to the SCR gate terminal. Now, what is the duration of this pulse width in order to maintain the SCR into the on state? Okay, so that's what we have to find out.